Today we're going to hit some shoulders and triceps. Unfortunately, I don't have Johannes here to run me through the exercises and to push me to my limits, but he's given me the exercises that we're going to do. So I'm just going to go through it and try and do it on my own or how I would do it. First off, we're going to start off just with some shoulder mobility stuff to get myself warmed up and ready to go. So it's going to start off by warming up my rotator cuff. So just a light plate. Bring your arm up to 90 degrees and rotate. So once I've gone around a few times of those, I'll head into my warm-up sets of the first exercise. Okay, so the first exercise on the agenda, on the list that Johannes has given us, is a front raise and then supersetted with face pulls. So we're going to go through those now. So our first set, so we're going to stay quite light, so it's a warm-up set before we get into our working sets. First set done, so we're going to up the weight and then into the second set. So the trick with any sort of raise is just try and limit any rocking, any swinging motions. I'll try and keep everything locked into place, just straight up. So we're hitting quite a big portion of our shoulder with these two exercises. Obviously the front raises is predominantly our front delts, but then we go straight into the face pulls, it's going to be rear delts, and it's also going to work our rotator cuff through that rotation. So as we pull, we actually rotate through our shoulders. So face pulls is a really good exercise to help improve the health of your shoulder, and it'll also increase things like your bench press. And who doesn't want a big bench press? Okay guys, so next up is our standing dumbbell press. Normally if I do dumbbell press it's seated, so this is a bit different for me. If I'm standing I'll probably do it with a bar, but I'm going to give it a go, see how it goes. So I'm not going to go too heavy to start with. Okay guys, just a quick note when you're training, just to make sure you stay hydrated. If you're even the tiniest bit dehydrated, your performance is going to suffer. So always make sure you have water with you, and I mean try and get through at least through one of these. If you're not hydrated, you're also not going to get a pump, and that's the main reason why most of us train, to get a nice pump. So next exercise, well next exercise is, should I say, as we know Johannes loves supersets, is we're going to do some standing lat raises, and then we're going to go straight into reverse flies and more raises. So we're going to hit the medial delts with side delts, and then straight into hitting the rear delts with the reverse flies. I think with raises, well, same with any exercise, form is really important. Raises is an exercise, so when I'm in the gym, I always see people do, well, I'd say wrong, but just not optimally. Make sure you have a weight that isn't too heavy. All the time I see people do raises. First of all, they're rocking at the hips. So when they come up, the tension is coming off the shoulders and they're using their legs, their hips, their glutes to thrust the weight up. Secondly, when they raise, they go from forward to back. So the tension isn't staying on the medial or the side delt. If you're doing a lateral raise for the side delt, to keep tension on, that's what the side delt does. It abducts the arm, so just straight up. Have a slight bend in the elbow and turn your thumbs in slightly, not all the way in, but just slightly. So when you come up, just that position. So shoulders is something a lot of people struggle to grow. And as I say, I think that is largely down to people's form. The same applies for when trying to train the rear delts, is you don't want to treat it like a complete back exercise. So there shouldn't be any retraction of the shoulders through the movement. So what you want to actually do is have your shoulders protracted, so forward, and then reach for the walls. So try and reach as far as you can, either side. So you'll see my arm, just my rear delt. When I start to retract my shoulders, my whole back comes into the movement. So that's what you find a lot of people do. So then they work the other muscles of the back without just isolating the rear delt. So what we want to do is just isolate the rear delt. So just that, and try and reach. Imagine when you're trying to reach for the walls either side of you. Just keeping your shoulders protracted and out. And no surprises, Johannes has given us another superset. So we're going to start off with some tricep pull downs or push downs, and then we're going to go straight into some overhead work. It's really important if you train triceps to make sure you get some overhead work in, as many people don't. You won't really be able to work your entire tricep without it. I've had a little twist on the tricep extensions with the rope. I've actually put 2 ropes in there, just because I feel one rope isn't long enough. So when I come down and I try to bring my arms apart, I end up internally rotating my shoulders, which isn't going to work my triceps. So with 2 ropes, I can get a better extension and pull down to either side of me, so I fully extend my arm. So what's really important when you train your triceps is whatever position you're in. So for example, we're doing it overhead. So as I try and keep my upper arm locked in position, so the movement just coming from the elbows. So I just work my triceps. Otherwise, if I end up going like this, the tension's going to come off and I'm going to be working my shoulders more than my triceps. The same applies for the extension. If I'm starting the movement by pulling it down, then my lats are going to get a better workout than my triceps. Maybe at the end of your set, when you're tired and you want to get some cheat reps, then you can let your form loosen a little bit for that extra work. But initially you want to keep that form strict. So try and let your arm come all the way to the top. So your forearms against your biceps tensed, and then fully contract. So last exercise, as I said, is going to be some dumbbell kickbacks. Again, form's really important here because you want to keep your upper arm as locked in position as possible. Kickbacks is another exercise that I very rarely do. So yeah, this is kind of new to me. I don't normally do kickbacks. Okay guys, that marks the end of our shoulders and tricep workout. So I'm pretty pumped, pretty tired now, and see you then.